Hello and welcome to the air element. So today's class is going to be all about flight. It's going to be all about finding space in our body. So we're going to really open up the chest and the upper back. We're also going to play around with a little bit of leg balances and also a little bit of arm balances. So I hope you enjoy this class. If you want, you can do it outside with the lovely air breeze around us. So we'll meet you back at the mat. So we're going to start in child's pose. And we're going to take our knees out wide to the distance of the mat. And you can bring our feet together. Then we'll bring our hands out in front and starting to take that chest and that forehead down towards the mat. Just start by closing our eyes. And just maybe do a little scan through the body, noticing how you're feeling. Feeling any sore or tightness in any areas. Just start to bring awareness to it. You don't need to do anything else. And then we'll start to bring awareness to our breath. Noticing how when we inhale, the back starts to expand out. And then as we exhale, we melt down towards the mat. Each inhale, filling with air. And with each exhale, melting down. Like I said, the focus on this class is finding space within our body. So we'll just start to work through the sides of the body. We'll start to walk our hands all the way over to the left-hand side. Your left hand can come off the mat, maybe the right hand can come off the mat, over towards the left-hand side. Still drawing that right hip down. Inhaling here, breathing into those ribs, the side of the ribs, finding that space. And exhale to stay. Our next inhale, we'll walk the hands all the way back through center and then all the way over to the right hand side. The hands can come all the way off the side of the mat. Maybe the left hand can come on top of the right hand. Again, drawing the left hip down, doesn't float up. Inhaling here, finding space between those ribs. And exhale to stay sinking in. Our next inhale, walking the hands back to center. You can come onto the fingertips. Inhaling, opening up through the shoulders. And exhale, sinking the chest down towards the mat. And then planting the hands back down. We're going to look forwards to the top of the mat and staying nice and low to the ground. We inhale, swim all the way forwards onto our bellies. Hands underneath our shoulders, squeezing the lower back. We lift the chest, cobra. First little back bend. Exhale, bringing the chin back down. And again, inhale, squeeze the lower back. Slight pressure in the hands to deepen that back bend. Exhale, lowering back down. This time inhaling, lifting up cobra. Maybe we can even start to straighten our arms a bit more. And then exhale, coming back down. Tucking the back toes under, taking ourselves back to our child's pose. You can have the toes tucked or keep them the tops of the feet and towards the top of the mat. From here, we're going to roll up. So we're in this hero's pose, this kneeling pose. And then we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead and come to stand on our knees. And then exhale, we're going to cactus the arms out wide and opening up the chest. Up, lifting the chin. Notice how our core starts to engage. Inhale, lift the arms back up, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, coming back down to our child's pose, hands out in front, chest down. Again, we look forwards, we inhale, swim all the way onto our belly, squeeze the lower back as we lift, cobra pose, back bend. Exhale, taking ourselves back to our child's pose. Rolling all the way up to heroes, lifting the chest. Then we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, standing on our knees. Exhale, cactus the arms, opening the chest, lifting the chin. Inhale, lift the arms back up. And exhale, coming back down towards our child's. One more time like that. We inhale, swim forwards all the way through to our cobra, that back bend. Exhale, taking it back to our child's and rolling up to our hero's pose. One big sweep. We inhale, lift the arms up overhead, stand on the knees. Exhale, cactus the arms out wide, finding space through that chest. Inhale, lift the arms back up. And exhale, taking it back to child's. And then we'll just wiggle side to side. A few little exhales, sighing the breath out. And then planting the hands, we're going to rock forwards into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Fingers nice and spread. Gripping into the mat. We're just going to start to warm up the wrists. Rocking forwards and backwards. So like I said, we might have a little play with some arm balances in this class. So it can be really important to just warm up those wrists. You can turn the fingers out wide, rocking side to side. Maybe turn the hand all the way around. The fingers point towards the knees. And then rocking forwards and backwards. Stretching through those forearms. And then nice and gently planting the hands back underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread. You can start to scrunch the hands a little bit so the fingertips grip into the mat. And that's going to help with arm balances later on as well. So we can just have a little play around and see what that feels like. And that just activates all the muscles through the forearms and in the hands. And then moving through our cat-cows, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. And then exhale, rounding the spine, really push the hands into the mat to separate the shoulder blades, tucking the chin and the tailbone. And again, inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, rounding the back, moving with that breath. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, finding that space through the collarbone, through the chest. Exhale, rounding the back. And coming back to a neutral tabletop. Coming through to puppy dog pose where we keep our hips over the top of our knees, but we start to walk our hands out in front. And then we can start to take that chest down towards the mat and the forehead down towards the mat. So we're opening up through our shoulders and our upper back. Inhaling here. If you want to go a little bit more, you can start to bring the chin towards the mat, looking and gazing between the hands. It's quite deep on those shoulders. I don't feel like you need to. And then wherever we are, we'll walk the hands back up underneath the shoulders. Tucking the back toes under. Pushing into the hands, lifting the hips and the knees up to our downward facing dog. We want to have a nice bend in the legs first, lengthening out that spine. From here, we're going to take our knees, just hovering them just an inch above the mat, and maybe we take our hips towards our heels. So we're kind of in this floating child's pose. Notice how our legs start to engage. So we're kind of in this suspended in the air, this suspended child's pose. Then we inhale, come forwards, high plank, straighten the legs and squeeze the core, shoulders over the wrists. Inhaling here. And then exhale, taking it back to that suspended child's pose, knees nice and bent and the knees just floating off the mat. Again, inhale, power through the legs, shifting forwards, high plank. Exhale, taking it back. One last time to that floating child's. Inhale, coming forwards, high plank. Exhale, taking it back, floating child's. And then we'll straighten the legs and start to walk the feet out. That might feel quite nice on the legs after all that hard work. Pedaling through the feet. And then keeping that motion going, we'll walk the feet all the way up to the top of the mat. You can bend your legs as you get there. And then we'll just hang over those thighs, releasing the lower back and the upper back. Making sure the neck is nice and released. We'll take a big inhale, filling the body with air. And then exhale, releasing, a little sway, a little bop, side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll up to standing. Nice and slowly, head comes up last. And as we get to the top, we're going to roll the shoulders up, back and down, palms facing forwards, pelvis tucked. Closing our eyes, we take a big inhale. You can even float your hands slightly away from the body as we inhale, finding that space. And then exhale, bringing the hands back down. From here, we inhale, lift the arms all the way up overhead, palms can touch. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, we forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, we plant the hands and we step the right leg back only. We're going to drop the back knee down. And we inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Now from here, still with our back toes tucked, we're going to do one motion. We sweep the arms behind and we float the back knee up. So our torso is still over that front thigh and our arms are down by our side, palms facing down. This arrow pose, like an arrow shooting out of our head. Then we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, high lunge. And then exhale, we plant the hands, framing the foot, stepping back to high plank. Inhale. Exhale, shift forwards, lower the knees down for this first one. Chaturanga, elbows down by the ribs. And then all the way to our belly. Inhale to cobra, lift the chest. Exhale, taking ourselves back to downward dog. We inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, stepping the foot through between the hands, dropping the back knee down, making sure we've got a nice long stance, making sure that back toes are tucked as we inhale, lift the arms up. And in that same motion, we exhale, sweep the arms behind and float the back knee up, arrow pose. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. And then this time, exhale, we shift forwards, we plant the hands in front, and we shift the weight all the way front and float the back leg up. This standing leg pose. And then we step the back leg to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And then on the exhale, we're diving straight back down for the other side. We inhale, halfway lift, finding space. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left leg back. Dropping the back knee down, we inhale, lift the arms up. Again, that same motion. Exhale, sweep the arms back, float the back knee up, palms facing down, torso leaning forwards. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, frame the front foot, making our way back through our vinyasa, high plank, inhaling. Exhale, shift forwards, lower the knees down if you want, or keep them lifted as we chaturanga halfway. Then all the way down to our belly for our cobra, inhale. Exhale, taking ourselves back to our downward facing dog. Then we inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands, dropping the back knee down. We inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, that same motion, sweeping the arms behind, floating the back leg up. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. And then again, exhale, we shift forwards, plant the hands in front, a big step up onto that front leg, float the back leg up. And we step the foot towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. We'll do one more round. We'll go a little bit quicker. We inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right leg back, drop the back knee down. We inhale, lift the arms up. Swift movement, we exhale, float the arms behind, float the back knee up. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, framing the foot, making our way back through our vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, or maybe straight to upward facing dog. And then exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. Once we get there, we inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands, drop the back knee down. We inhale, lift the arms up. That swift movement, we exhale, float the arms behind, float the back knee. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. And then exhale, shift forwards, plant the hands in front and float the back leg up, inhaling. Exhale, stand to the top of the mat. Then we inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms all the way through the chest and straight down for the other side. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left leg back. Drop the back knee down as we inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, lift the back knee, sweep the arms behind. Then we inhale straight away, high lunge. Exhale, framing the front foot, making our way back through our vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, upward facing dog. And then exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. To finish the round, we inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Dropping the back knee down, we inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, float the back knee as we sweep the arms behind. Inhale, lift the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, shift forwards, plant the hands in front, float the back leg up. Exhale, step to the top of the mat, then we inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. Nice. Then from here, making sure our feet are hip distance apart. Feet, the toes are nice and spread, grounding into the earth. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up overhead and interlacing them. Releasing the index finger and the thumb. So we've got this little gun above our head. We inhale, reach the fingers up, finding space. And then exhale, taking those hands over towards the right, but making sure that we're drawing the left heel down. So we've got an even distribution through our feet. And we're finding that space through that side body again. Inhaling here. Stay as we exhale. Inhale, coming back up through center, reaching the fingers up. And then straight away, exhale, taking the fingers over towards the left this time. Making sure we're drawing the right heel down. Finding that space through those ribs. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, come back up through center. Releasing the fingers. As we exhale, we cactus the arms, opening the chest. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. We can bring our feet back together again, toes can touch. Sun salutation A. We inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, we forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we plant the hands, we make our way back through our vinyasa, high plank, inhaling. Exhale, shift forwards first, lower the knees if we want to as we chaturanga halfway. Inhale to cobra or straight to upward facing dog. And then exhale, taking it back to downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhaling, filling the body with air, like we're blowing up a balloon. And then exhale, sinking into the pose, drawing that chest towards the toes. Inhaling here and exhaling. If you're in child's pose, just meeting back in downward dog. As we take 1 breath together, inhale. And then exhale, we'll bend the knees, look between the hands. We can step, walk or hop to the top of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. We inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, we forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. If you want to play around with hopping back to chaturanga, you've got to make sure that you land with the bent elbows. You can plant the hands, bend the legs, just trying a little bit of this suspension where we hop the legs back and land with bent elbows in that chaturanga. Inhale to our cobra, upward facing dog. And then exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. Again for 3 breaths. If you don't want to do the hopping back, that's absolutely fine. You want to build that strength in your arms through the chaturanga. And then gradually, you may want to have a little play with hopping back or hopping forwards. So we'll take 1 more inhale together. And exhale, we'll bend the knees to prepare. Look between the hands. You can try the little hop. As we take the pressure into the hands, you can float the feet, little hop towards the top of the mat. Then we inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. We'll do 1 more round. We inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You can step, or maybe we try the little hop, landing with bent elbows. Inhale to cobra, upward facing dog. And then exhale, we take it back to downward facing dog. But this time we're going to stay in downward dog. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg and bending the knee to open up the hip. Again, we're now finding space in those hips, trying to keep the shoulders nice and square so the right shoulder is drawing down, but the left knee is pointing up, stacking the hips. You can even start to circle, draw some big circles with that knee, finding space. And then from here, we'll exhale, bring the foot through all the way between the hands. Keeping the back knee lifted, we inhale, lift up, high lunge. And then we're going to cactus the arms out wide, opening the chest. Lifting the chin if we like, inhaling here. And then exhale, we're going to round the spine, squeezing the core and bringing the elbows, the forearms and the palms to touch, rounding the back. Inhale, opening back up, cactus the arms. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, opening the arms. Exhale, rounding the back. Then we inhale, open the arms, lifting the arms up overhead. And then that same motion, we take the palms and we flip them towards the back of the room, and then we sweep them all the way behind us and take the chest over that front leg. So we're in that arrow pose again. Starting to take more weight into that front foot. You maybe want to do a little hop with the back leg. We're going to step all the way up, floating the back leg up. Warrior 3 with our arms out behind. You can even bring them out towards the side like a bird, flying through the air. Inhaling here. And then bending into the standing legs, stepping the back toes back. We inhale, lift up, high lunge. And then exhale, framing the front foot, stepping back through our vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, shift forwards, bending the elbows. Inhale. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving through the other side, we inhale, lift the left leg up. Bending that knee and opening up that hip again. Making sure the left shoulder is drawing down. Starting to draw some big circles with that left knee. Finding a little bit more space in the hip. Inhale, pointing the knee up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then exhale, stepping that foot all the way through between the hands. Keeping the back knee lifted, we inhale, float the arms up, high lunge. Staying here as we exhale. And then we're going to open the arms out wide, opening the chest, cactusing the arms. Inhale here. And then exhale, rounding the back, squeezing the core, bringing the forearms, the palms, and the elbows together. Inhale to open up, finding that space. Exhale, rounding the back, palms touch. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Inhale, open, reaching the arms up overhead. Palms face the back as we sweep the arms all the way back behind us. Torso comes forwards, arrow pose. Staying here. And then coming forward to that warrior three, we start to take the weight all the way into that front leg. You can take a little hop in with the back leg or floating straight up. Warrior three, flying through the air with our arms, taking them out towards the side. And then slowly bringing them out in front as we bend into that standing leg, stepping the back toes back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, planting the hands, framing the foot, making our way back through our vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to bring our knees down, untuck the toes, taking the hips down towards the heels, sinking down into that child's pose. Inhaling here, rocking side to side. And then like we did at the beginning of the class, we're going to roll up to that hero's pose again. Lengthening the spine. And then we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, cactus the arms out wide. Inhale, reach the arms back up. And then from here, making sure that our knees are hip distance. And then I want you to tuck the back toes under, so that's going to elevate the heels just slightly. Again, we inhale the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. And we're going to take the hands all the way to our lower back. Fingers pointing down, so it's like we're sliding our hands into our jeans pockets. And then from here, lifting the chest up, starting to take the weight back. And notice how our core and our thighs start to engage as we start to rock back and then rock forwards, rocking back, coming forwards. We can start to rock back, and then maybe if it feels okay, you can bring one hand down towards one heel. You can stay here, or if you want to take a little further, maybe we can bring another hand down to the other heel. Once you've got a good grip there, you then push the hips forwards, so that opens up the shoulders, camel pose. And then only if it feels available in your neck to let the head release behind. Breathing here. Closing our eyes if you want. And then to come out, we'll slowly bringing the head back up. Taking one hand back towards the lower back, and then the other. And then untucking the toes, coming back to sit in our hero's pose. It's always good to do a little bit of a twist after some back bend. So we inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, twisting over towards the right. The left hand comes to the outside of that right leg. The right hand behind. Inhale. You can push into that right hand to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, twisting from the core. Deepening the twist. Inhale, coming back up. The center, sweeping the arms up overhead. Exhale, twisting over towards the left. Right hand comes over towards that left thigh. Left hand comes behind. Inhale, pushing into that back hand to lengthen up the head. And then exhale, twisting from the core. Finding a bit more space. Then we inhale, sweep the arms back up. And exhale, bring the hands down, coming back down towards our child's pose, wiggling side to side. Rocking through the hips. And then we're going to plant the hands, tuck the back toes, taking ourselves back to our downward dog. Inhaling here. Exhale, we can bend the knees, look between the hands. You can step, or maybe we play around with that little hop as we jump towards the top of the mat, finding that suspension in the air. Then we inhale, halfway lift as we get there. And exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, bringing the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. Now from here, making sure our toes are together and our heels just slightly apart. In fact, we'll just take a little step back so we're more in the middle of our mat. And then we're going to bend nice and deep into our legs and lifting our arms and our chest, chair pose. A little bit different this time. We're actually going to float our heels off. So we're on our tiptoes. So our calves are nice and engaged now, playing around with balance. And then turning our palms to face the back. Again, nice and controlled this time, but we sweep our arms down by our side and we take our torso forwards. Like we're this little sipping bird drinking out of the water. And then again, nice and controlled, slowly taking the hips down towards the heels. Nice. Now we're going to play around with our first little arm balance here of crow pose, Bakasana. Now we're just going to go through the steps, so don't worry if we just take it nice and slowly. But we'll just start with planting our hands out in front. And again, like we said at the beginning of the class, just start to spread the fingers out wide and start to push the fingertips into the mat so it looks like you're kind of palming a big basketball. So we're really activating all the muscles in the forearms and the hands. And then from here, we lift our hips up high and we're going to bend our elbows so they go back towards the back of the mat, and we're creating this little shelf with our triceps. Then from here, we want to bring our knees towards the back of the triceps, maybe even up towards the armpits. And if you bend your arms a little bit more, that'll just create a little bit more of a shelf. And then just from here, we're just going to rock forwards and backwards, making sure that we keep our gaze towards the top of the mat. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards. Notice how we come forwards, the pressure and all that weight comes into those hands. So we can just stay here and just play around with that, shifting with the balance. And then maybe if we come forwards, we can float one foot up, squeezing it towards the glutes. And then stepping it back down, coming forwards, floating another one up. Notice how our core starts to engage as we lift those feet. And notice how I'm rounding my upper back, like we were doing in those high lunges. We're rounding our upper back, separating the shoulder blades. And then if this feels okay, maybe we can float one foot up, squeezing through the core, looking forwards, and maybe we float another one up. Staying here, working through those hands, and then slowly bringing the feet back down, wiggling through those hips. Again, you can just slowly work through those steps until whatever feels comfortable for you. And keep coming back to it. Arm balances are hard. It's a lot of strength. I'm out of breath. And then when we're ready, we'll straighten our legs. And we'll just walk our feet back up towards the top of the mat. Hanging over those legs, releasing the neck. Swaying side to side. Nice. And then when we're ready, we're going to roll up to standing. Head comes up last. And then we roll the shoulders up, back and down. Arms down by our side. Again, that big inhale, we float the arms away, finding space. And then exhale, letting them hang back down by the side. Gently opening the eyes if they were closed. We're going to come through into eagle pose. So another beautiful bird. And we're going to start by taking the weight into our left leg and bending nice and deep into the legs to start with. And then from here, we're going to cross the right foot, the right leg over the left. And maybe we just bring our right toes to touch down towards the mat. So this is eagle legs, or if you want, you bend a little bit deeper, and maybe you can wrap those toes all the way around and wrap them around the left calf. Focusing on something in front of us as we do with leg balances. If you bend a little bit deeper in the legs, that'll help to get that wrap. And then we open the arms out wide like wings, inhaling. And then exhale, we cross the left arm over the right, bending at the elbows so the back of the palms touch. Staying here, or maybe we wrap one more time so the palms touch. Then we inhale, lift the elbows up high, and then draw the forearms away. This is eagle pose. Everything is squeezing together. And then from here, keeping our arms where they are, we unravel the legs, and we keep that leg lifted as we shift forwards into warrior three with our arms still in eagle. And then bending into that standing leg, stepping the back toes back. We inhale, lift up, high lunge with eagle arms. And then inhale, unravel the arms, sweep them out wide, up above our head. And then exhale, we framing the front foot. And then taking that leg all the way back behind, three-legged dog. So the left leg is up in the sky, three-legged dog. Inhaling here, and then exhale, shift forwards, elbow taps the left tricep. Inhale, take it back, finding space. Exhale, tap the left tricep. Inhale, take it back. This time we can come through to another arm balance. We exhale, tap the left tricep. We can chaturanga our arms, so that creates a shelf for that knee. And maybe we take the gaze all the way forwards and start to float the back leg up. And maybe we straighten the front leg. Kundinyasana. Another really difficult arm balance. So wherever we are, we make our way through our vinyasa. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, everyone meeting in downward facing dog. Don't worry if you lost us there. Wherever we are, we inhale together and exhale to stay. Inhaling here and exhaling. Then making our way back towards the top. Inhale together. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. We can step or hop or walk to the top of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rolling up to standing, sweeping the arms all the way up overhead. And exhale, bring the palms to the chest. Going through the other side. Last little bit of effort. So starting by bending into the legs first, and then we take the weight into the right leg and cross the left over the right. The toes can touch, or the toes can wrap all the way around that back calf, bending nice and deep into the legs. Then we inhale, open the arms out wide, making sure we're focusing on something in front to help with balance. Then we cross the elbows, left over right, bending at the elbows, palms, the back of the hands touch, or they cross over, palms touch. Inhale, lift the elbows, push the forearms away, squeezing the core. And then unraveling the legs, nice and slowly, shifting forwards. Warrior three with eagle legs. Inhaling here. And then bending into the standing legs, stepping the back toes. We inhale, lift up, high lunge with eagle arms. And then unraveling the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, planting the hands, and then we step all the way back, sweeping the leg all the way back and up, three-legged dog. Inhale here, exhale, shift forwards, knee taps to right tricep. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, take it back. If you want to play with a little arm balance, we tap the knee towards the tricep, chaturanga the arms, creating that shelf, shifting forwards to float the back foot up, and then maybe we extend the leg out. Kundanyasana. Wherever we are, we vinyasa down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then I want everyone to bring the knees down. Coming down to our child's pose. Again, wiggling side to side. I'm going to chill out now. Slow things down. We've found that flight. We've worked hard. And then again, like we did at the beginning of the class, we look between our hands, swimming all the way forwards onto our belly. Interlacing the hands behind the back if we can, or using a yoga strap. We squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the chest, and then lifting the legs and drawing the feet away. It's locust pose. Inhaling here. And then exhale, slowly coming down onto the belly. Bringing our left cheek down. We'll wiggle the hips side to side. And then, since we found so much space in that upper back and that chest, we're going to come through into bow pose. So bending the legs, taking a hold of the feet or the ankles with the hands. If we can't quite get a hold of the feet, we can come back to that locust pose that we were in before, where we interlace the hands behind the back. If we do have a hold of the feet, again, it's that same motion. We squeeze the lower back to lift the chest first. And then we kick the feet into the hands, lifting them away and up, finding that space in this bow pose. Remembering to breathe, finding all that beautiful space, remembering to smile, and then slowly coming down onto our belly, releasing the legs, bringing the right cheek down, wiggling the hips side to side. Nice. And then we're going to take our arms out wide, 90 degrees from the body, like this T position with our body. And then in fact, we're going to bring our left hand in front of our face, and we'll start to roll open towards the left. And you can plant the left foot behind, opening up through that shoulder. If you want, you can take the left hand up. We're working through that shoulder. Inhaling here. Close your eyes if you want to. If you've got a little bit more flexibility, maybe you can plant the right foot as well. And then wherever we are, we roll all the way back up onto our belly. Just give yourself one breath to let everything settle down. And then extending the left arm out wide from the body, bringing the right hand by our face, and then pushing into that hand to roll over. Planting the right foot behind, opening up that body, and maybe we can take the right arm up, opening the chest. Inhaling here. Closing the eyes if they aren't already closed. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling back up onto the belly. Giving yourself one breath to release. And bringing the hands back up underneath the shoulders, pushing back the child's pose. And then rolling onto the outside of that hip and bringing the legs straight out in front. Inhale, lift the arms up, sweeping them up. Exhale, we'll forward fold. We've done so much opening of the chest, it can feel quite nice to just fold over. And just let it be a passive forward fold, so let the head hang, let the back round. And then when you're ready, slowly rolling onto our backs. You may want to shimmy a little bit forwards. Coming all the way onto our backs. And we're going to plant the feet just behind the hips so you can tickle the back of your heels with your fingertips. Feet are parallel with each other, hip distance apart. Finishing with a few rounds of these back bends, so we'll start with bridge pose. We inhale, push the feet into the mat to lift the hips up high, drawing the hip bones up towards the ceiling or the sky. You can roll the shoulder blades underneath the body to puff that chest up a little bit more. Again, we can close our eyes, or maybe taking the gaze over the top of the nose to watch the rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. Our next inhale, coming up onto our toes, lifting our heels, and then slowly rolling down each vertebrae to come all the way onto our backs. Tick-tock the knees side to side. We'll do one more round for back bend. We can either do bridge pose, or we can come into wheel pose, which is upward facing bow like we did before. So again, we have the same prep. We bring our feet just behind our hips, hip distance apart. You can tickle the back of your heels. If you're coming through into wheel, we can bring our hands down by our shoulders, by our ears, fingers pointing towards our shoulders, making sure that our hands are all the way flat onto the ground. If they're not, then maybe we just stick to bridge for now. And then wherever we are, we inhale, lift the hips up into bridge. And if we're coming into wheel, we take a big inhale, we push into the hands to come up onto the top of our head first, if you like. And then again, another big inhale, we push into the hands, straightening them, lifting into that upward bow, wheel pose. Again, that same motion of pushing the hips up towards the ceiling or the sky. Inhaling wherever we are. And then slowly, if you're in wheel, we can come onto the back of the head. And then everyone rolling down the back. Once we get to the back, we can tick-tock those knees side to side. We'll just finish with a little spinal twist. So if you want, you can just do the one spinal twist, where you just take one knee over towards the side. But since we did eagle today, we can maybe try with eagle legs, which is where we'll bring our legs together, knees parallel, like 90-degree angle. Then we can cross our right leg over our left, and then maybe if we want, we can wrap the toes around that left calf. You can take your arms out wide if that feels nice, and then guiding that knee or both those knees over towards the left. If you want, you can take the gaze over towards that right hand. Inhaling here. And then sink down as we exhale. Closing our eyes if they aren't already closed. And then if your legs are in those eagle legs where they're wrapped together, maybe we can slowly unwrap them now. And then inhale, coming all the way back through center, knees 90 degrees, and then crossing the left over the right, wrapping the toes around the calf, and then taking those knees all the way over towards the right this time. You can let the gaze go over towards the left. Closing the eyes if they aren't already closed. Inhale, filling the body with that air. And exhale, sinking down, releasing it all out. And next inhale, slowly unravel the legs, bringing them all the way back through center. We can give ourselves one last little squeeze. And then coming to our final resting pose, letting our legs go out long, feet fall out wide, palms facing up. Our Shavasana pose, corpse pose. Done a lot of hard work today. All that beautiful flight, finding all that space within our body. So this is just our time to let everything settle in. You really get the true benefits of the class here. So we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths, which is where we inhale through the nose and then sigh the breath out nice and loud through the mouth. So when we're ready, we inhale, expanding through the chest, filling the body. And then exhale, sigh the breath out, releasing all the muscles as we do. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Then letting go of the breath. Just try to stay here now in Shavasana. If you have a little bit more time, stay here in Shavasana. If you want to come out, you can start to wiggle the fingers and toes, slowly bringing movement back into the body. And then you can take your arms all the way up overhead for a full body stretch. And then rolling over onto your side. And then in your own time, coming to a seated position, facing the front. We'll bring our palms to our chest. Inhaling here. And sigh it out. Thank you so much for doing this air class with me. Namaste.